Okay, still don't see Regent Bao, but hopefully he'll be able to join us here in just a couple minutes. So good afternoon, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us today. Please note that this meeting is being recorded. Jasmine, will you please take the roll?
Yes, we'll begin with you, Chair Rogers.
Present.
Regent Buchanan.
And if he isn't able to join us, then he'll be excused.
Regent Lozar.
Excused.
Regent Bao.
Present.
Regent Dombrowski.
Here.
Regent Sexton.
I'm here.
Regent Southworth.
Excused.
Commissioner Christian.
I'm here.
Governor Gianforte is being represented by Dylan Clapmeyer, who I don't see present at this point.
And excused.
And Superintendent Arntzen.
Also excused.
Madam Chair, we have 4 voting members present with 3 excused at the moment. We have a quorum for this meeting.
Thank you so much, Jasmine. And thank you all so much for coming together on this short notice. We have one item on the agenda for the meeting this afternoon. This item is a request to increase spending authority to the University of Montana in Missoula due to bid amounts received just after our May meeting. I will now turn it over to Tyler Trevor, Deputy Commissioner for Budget and Planning, to provide and share further information on the item for consideration.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Good afternoon, members of the Regents. This item, as the chair indicated, is returning and seeks increased spending authority for the dining hall, increasing that amount from 40 million to 47 million, and will be financed with university bonds. Just a quick note on some of the background on this project. In May of 2021, the original item came to the board, which included the construction of the new dining hall, as well as the demolition of a portion of the Lomason Center where the dining hall will be built, and also included a portion of the demo on the north wing of Craig Hall. So picture this sort of as a multifaceted project. And we've heard Vice President Lassiter describe this as really a key piece in the overall student-centered facilities master plan that U of M has. So returning to the board in May of 22, so fast forward a year, this item comes back to the board. You'll remember that as the chair indicated, that the bids were coming in almost simultaneously with the board meeting, and it ended up being that they came in a few days after the board meeting. So in anticipation of that bid increasing, the Regents approved an increase in spending authority to 40 million. So, and as we all know, the cost of construction as well as supplies and materials has skyrocketed in the past year, and evidenced by the fact that we brought a few other items back to the board for increased spending authority. The Knowles Hall project at University of Montana, which is a renovation of the residence hall there. The Regents, you approved increased the spending authority in March of this year from 12 to 18 million. The MSU Wellness Center last August of 2021 received an increase in spending authority of $18 million. Our LRBP projects were being asked to increase the amounts we're submitting by 15 to 20%, as well as there is going to be an allowance for a supplemental bill to increase spending for projects that were approved last legislative session. So what we're looking at here with this pinned up demand and increased costs is really just a fact of life. It's the new norm. So with that, so the bid that was received the week following the Regents meeting came in at 47 million. And so that's about 39 million for the construction, and another 8 million that included the demo portion of the project, as well as planning and design and some other project related costs. So by state policy, this is what put us in this pinch and why we're here today. U of M has 30 days to accept that bid. And that 30 days is falling just short of the July board meeting that we have scheduled. So thus we are here. We've asked U of M to find ways to reduce costs, or a request that really can't be facilitated until they engage in detailed discussions with the construction firm, which can only be done after accepting the bid. So, Madam Chair, that's what we're left with. And I'd be happy to try to answer any questions. We also have Vice President Laster on the line.
Thank you so much, Tyler. I'll now open it up for board discussion, or do we have any questions or comments from the board?
Question, Chair.
Please, Regent Bao.
Just so if we approve this, as I understand, if we approve this motion, the project will move forward.
That is my understanding. Is that correct, Deputy Commissioner Trevor?
Madam Chair, yes, that is correct.
Wonderful. And I just want to recognize right now that Regent Buchanan has joined us for the record.
I apologize. I was a couple minutes late, you guys.
I have a question. It probably goes without saying that we will get a report back as to the ability of UM to hopefully not spend to the degree that we're going to authorize, as sort of might be indicated the negotiations explanation 5. We'll get a report back either in the budget committee or.
Madam Chair, Regent Dombrowski, we absolutely will. And I know that Vice President Laster is on here and listening to this. So I'm positive that he can provide us updates along the way.
Thank you.
Thank you. Other questions from the regents? Okay. And Deputy Commissioner Trevor, thank you so much for taking the time to sort of walk us through that Montana RFP process and the constraints that are on negotiating down those contracts before they're awarded. I think that's an important piece for the public to understand as well. So I appreciated that note. Because I'm seeing no further comment from the board, we'll go ahead and move forward first with public comment just on this item alone before we move to voting on the item. Jasmine, could you please describe for us the process to provide public comment on this item?
Thank you, Chair Rogers. This meeting is open to the public electronically. Anyone wishing to provide public comment is encouraged to do so. Please use the raise your hand feature. If joining online, the raise your hand feature is normally found at the bottom of your screen or in the participants panel. If joining by phone, dial *9 to raise your hand. Once your hand is raised, please wait to be called on. We will acknowledge your request as soon as we can. The host will lower hands in order and ask to unmute. For those joining by phone, press *6 to unmute. For those joining online, press the unmute button. Once unmuted, please state your full name and then proceed with your comment. If you run into any technical issues at any point, please email Jared Smith at jsmith@montana.edu for assistance. Jared is on standby to assist you. Public comment will be limited to 3 minutes for each commenter. If you wish to provide additional comment beyond your 3 minutes, please submit in writing to myself, Jasmine Casanovas, at casanovas@montana.edu. I will turn it back to you, Madam Chair.
Thank you so much, Jasmine. Thanks for walking us through that process. So first I'll call for the motion and then we'll hear public comment. So we're entertaining a motion to approve item number 200-1001-C0622, directing the Office of the Commissioner of Higher Education on behalf of the Board of Regents to approve the request for authorization to increase spending for a new dining facility at the University of Montana in Missoula. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Thank you, Regent Dombrowski. Motion by Regent Dombrowski. Is there any further discussion or corrections from members of the board? Thank you. And any further discussion or corrections from the campuses? Wonderful. Now we will move to public comment. Jasmine, do we have any comment in the queue?
I do not see any public comment at this time.
Thank you. So seeing no further public comment, I will call for the vote. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed, same sign. The motion passes. Thank you all. Because this is a public meeting, I will now call for any additional public comment on any matter not on today's agenda, but also under the jurisdiction of the Board of Regents. We will follow the same procedure as we did earlier. Please raise your hand and we will acknowledge you if you have public comment. Jasmine, is there any public comment you're seeing?
I do not see any public comment.
Okay. Thank you so much. And thank you all so much for your time today. President Bodnar, thank you so much for being with us today and for everyone making themselves available on this short notice. We will look forward to gathering again in July for our next regular meeting. So with that, I'll give you all your time back and adjourn the meeting. Have a nice day, everyone.
Thank you all. Appreciate the
Thank you all.
flexibility.
Thank you.
Bye.